go into town and sit in the bar and drink a bottle of beer. You know, that's all we had to do at that time. Until they built the prison camps, then we had steady to work, you know. We were escorting prisoners across the country. We used to escort tank divisions across the country and guard them on a train from sabotage, which they landed in America. Germany did land as a submarine with, I don't know how many Germans on there. Walked into the United States from the water, and they caught them all, and they killed most of them all, who were found guilty of invading and sabotage and whatnot, and they killed all the Germans they caught in here in the United States.
Oh.
That's what the death penalty was legitimate at that time, you know.
Yeah.
For sabotage. And we used to do that. Any tank corps, sometimes a bunch of 50 tanks on the train. We were riding on a train and guarding them across the country. Well, I liked that job. And I'd sit in the tank outside and sit in the tank and wind blowing and cold and in the winter time, and I enjoyed it.
Sounds like fun.
Huh?
Sounds like fun.
It
sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, well, it was a good job, you know.
Yeah, at least you weren't on the battlefield.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be here by now. That's what Siegel was killing him pretty good by them days. That was in 1943 or so.
Yeah.
That battle of the Bulge was raging at the time, and getting killed during that battle was nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They killed prisoners. 200 at one time. They caught 200 Americans, and they killed them all.
Wow.
They took them in the back. They had a machine gun in the truck, all primed and aiming, and they threw the covers apart, and the prisoners looking in the back of the truck and facing a machine gun. And then it started shooting and killed all of them.
Wow.
And what they caught some of the Germans, they killed them, you know, and tried them, court-martialed them, and killed them for killing the Americans.
Yeah.
How did you avoid going overseas?
How much?
How did you get out of going overseas?
Well, everybody, all the soldiers, you know, weren't fighting in battles. You know, the Army had all kinds of engineers and workers and the cooks and things like that never saw, didn't know how to load a gun even. Some of them guys, really. They got sent overseas before their training, and they didn't, when they got there, they got in the battle, they didn't know how to reload a gun because they didn't have the training.
Yikes.
I know Cindy's ex-husband was an ex-GI, and he was one of them guys that went overseas the same way. He got in the battle, he didn't even fire the gun, didn't know how to do it, and he got shot in the shoulder.
Yikes.
Right then and there, you know, when they moved him in the battle. And they had no chance of shooting back because they didn't know how to shoot back. It's not strange, you know. A lot of soldiers did jobs that they didn't know what they were doing.
Is there a reason you didn't get sent overseas?
No. Well, up to a point. I had my eyes were bad to a point, you know, but not enough to save me from going overseas. I just got appointed to a job that kept me here, you know. They had a big need for us here as much as overseas, you know. Not killing wasn't something, you know what I mean. They didn't kill everybody met, so, you know, it depends. But the soldiers, like I say, in battle, there might have been 10 million soldiers, and United States Army, out of the 10 million, maybe uh, 400,000 were battle connected up to a point, and not no more, does that. So there wasn't 10 million soldiers going into mad battle. That's the whole German and American army, but a part of them going into battle.